So with protein, it's really, really important. I just was on an interview for the Resetter podcast with Dr. Ben Bickman, who is a professor at BYU. And I asked him what the most important food is that we eat to make ourselves insulin sensitive. And he said protein.
Pioneer in the fast.
Do a long fast one day, your blood sugar going up and down.
We're in it together.
Okay, Dr. Mindy here, and I'm calling all new beginners to keto to this video. You are gonna love what I have to say. So if you are new to my channel, just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and dive in. I got over 900 videos here for you to teach you how to master fasting and how to master ketosis. In this video, we're gonna talk about food and how you can use certain foods to get you into a ketogenic state. So I'm super happy you're here, and let's dive in. My biggest pet peeves about the ketogenic diet is that people think it's a high-fat diet. You do not have to saturate your body with fat to get into ketosis. You can use fasting, which obviously I'm a fan of. You can use fasting and you can use the foods I'm about to share with you, and you can synergize those two together to be able to get yourself into ketosis, and I'm going to show you why. And one thing before I dive into that I want to help you see that has been a myth that has been perpetuated in the ketogenic movement is that so many people think the ketogenic diet is about doing away with all carbs and upping all your fat. And this is not true. In fact, even when I went to go pull this picture for you, you can see that, and part of why I use this picture is that this is one interpretation of the ketogenic diet, that you should have mostly fat, a little bit of protein, and a little bit of carbs. I'm gonna say no on that, and I'm gonna show you how I approach the ketogenic diet so that it can be effortless for you. Let's break each one of these macronutrients down. So, and as I do that, I'm going to show you some of my favorite products that I eat that on a regular basis that really help me get into a ketogenic state. Now, also at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about once we dial in our food, what can we do to pair that with fasting, and how long should you be in a ketogenic state? So I'm going to answer those two at the end, so make sure you stay all the way through. No doubt, fats are our friends when we're trying to get into ketosis. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you don't have to gorge on fat. You just want to make sure you're incorporating it into your diet on a regular basis. In fact, for me, when I sit down and I look at a meal, it always has some fat in it. I rarely eat a meal without some kind of fat. And part of that is because it stabilizes your blood sugar. When you're eating a high carbohydrate meal like the Western diet is full of and the harmful fats, what ends up happening is you get this huge spike in blood sugar and it gives you a crash. When you take those harmful fats and those processed carbs out of the picture and you start implementing really good fats, you're going to notice that your blood sugar stays stable. This is really key for getting into ketosis. It's also really key for killing hunger, which that's kind of a thing when you're first learning how to fast and you're learning how to get into a ketogenic state. Let's get that hunger under control. So here's how some of the fats I love and how I like to incorporate fats into my diet. First, one of my favorite fats, and I think this is definitely a movement that most people know about. If you haven't gotten the memo, I want to make sure you get it. It's MCT oil. So this is one put out by Bulletproof. This is one of our favorite brands. It's called C8 MCT oil. I will leave all the links for these products in the notes for you all. We have a lot of discounts on many of these, and it'll make it easier for you to find. So I do throw that as an option for you. But here's what MCT oil does if you're new to the ketogenic experience. MCT, when we ingest it, whether it's in coffee, whether it's in tea, is it'll go up to the brain and it kills hunger. This is so key for being able to sustain a ketogenic state. So I put it in my coffee, sometimes in a fasted state. Many of you know I'm a fan of a fasted snack. That's a whole nother video. I will drizzle a little MCT oil over some nut butter and just eat it with a spoon, knowing that that is going to help sustain my energy as I move through the day. So MCT oil is a biggie. Other ones that I love are simple ones you guys can get. Avocados. Oh my gosh, I have avocados in the bowl on my countertop in my kitchen almost every single day. Avocado to me is one of the most perfect fruits. It's actually a fruit because it comes with its own skin. You cut it in half, you just scoop it out. It's like it's got its own bowl. So avocados are great for stabilizing blood sugar and helping you get into ketosis deeper. Cold pressed oils. So when we look at oils, not all oils are made alike. So I call this a therapeutic oil, where you drizzle this maybe on an avocado. This is Andreas seed oils. It tastes so good. The 5C oil is actually one of my favorite, and it tastes so good. Sometimes I'll just put it on a spoon and I'll just drink it when I know that I need my blood sugar to stay stable so I can stay in ketosis. So seed oils, only compressed organic ones. The only company that I recommend when it comes to seed oils is Andreas seed oils, because we do have inflammatory seed oils that other companies are making. This one is not inflammatory, which is why I call it therapeutic. Okay, the other thing, nut butters. Nut butters are your friend if you're not allergic. There's so many good ones out there, but this is what you're looking for. You're looking for raw would be best. That would be the best. And you want to make sure you have all the right oils. That would be great as well. So nut butters, avocados, nuts, seeds, pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds, those can be really good go-tos when you're at that maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're trying to stay in ketosis, and you don't want to go into a carb-rich meal yet. So if you do some of those fats, bone broth at 3 in the afternoon is fabulous. It'll give you just enough oomph that your energy goes up, your hunger goes down, but it won't kick you out of ketosis. So there's fat. Okay, protein. So I know we've got vegans, we've got carnivore lovers, we've got the whole gamut here on my station. So I'll just share with you some of my favorite. Eggs is one of my absolute favorite. And when we look at protein in our household, we're always looking at diversity of protein. So when we buy an egg, we don't just always buy a chicken egg. Sometimes we do duck eggs. We've actually done an ostrich egg before. So we look at diversifying our protein. I have a funny story. I have a friend who's coming for dinner tonight, and she was picking up some protein, and she asked me what I wanted, and she was going to a special butcher, and I was like, find out if they have elk, find out if they have bison, do they have goat? These are not meats I normally eat, so how can I look at diversification of meats? There'll be different amino acids in it, there'll be different collagen production in it. With protein, you're looking for diversity, you're looking for clean. So you don't want proteins that have been packed with antibiotics or growth hormone in it, and you want to make sure you're not just eating the chicken or beef over and over and over again. So make sure you're diversifying. We also, on this topic, as you move into this ketogenic experience more, I want to encourage you to look at adding in something like collagen powder. Really important for joints. If you're a woman over 40, as we go through menopause and estrogen goes down, we have to lean into collagen powder more, because our collagen production goes down. So sometimes I'll do a collagen protein, like this is my favorite one by Systemic Formulas. So with protein, it's really, really important. I just was on an interview for the Resetter podcast with Dr. Ben Bickman, who is a professor at BYU, and his passion is insulin resistance. And I asked him what the most important food is that we eat to make ourselves insulin sensitive, and he said protein. So you're going to ditch the carbs if you're new to the ketogenic diet. I want you to move into protein and eat more protein and lean into more of those fats and start combining the two of those together. And you're going to find being in ketosis will feel effortless. Third one, carbs. I'm going to make this really easy. If you can just look at a carb and ask yourself, did man make this or did nature make this? Because it's the nature's carbs, the carbs that come out of the earth or they come off of trees or off of bushes. those are gonna have more fiber. They're gonna have, their microbiome's gonna be different because they've been touching our planet and they've been in dirt, in the earth. So we wanna get rid of all of the cakes, the pastas, the breads, the cookies, or at least eat them in very minimal amount. Now, here's something that's really important, and it kind of encompasses all three of these, is that there are a lot of keto products out there right now. There's so many. I was in a grocery store recently and I picked up some keto bread and it had like 30 ingredients in it, 25 which are toxic. So we don't want to be leaning into toxic keto products. When it comes to a carb, lean into what nature provided for you. Some of the lower sugar carbs are going to be your berries. So make sure you're eating plenty of berries. Women over 40, we need to have more greens so we can start to break down estrogen. So make sure you're upping your greens. When we look at a macronutrient allotment when it comes to carbohydrates for the ketogenic diet, we talk about net carbs. And the reason we talk about net carbs is because we take the total carb minus the fiber, and that gives us a net carb. So this gets really exciting when we're looking to add carbs in, but because there is so much fiber in it, we can have more of it. So you can have more of a green salad, whereas if you choose to have a piece of bread, you're only gonna have to have a little bit of it to stay in or into ketosis, if you can even do that. So nature's carbs, clean proteins, rich in collagen, rich in amino acids, and lean into the fats with every single meal. Definitely look at MCT oil as your new best friend, but don't try to get obsessed with fat. It's really that simple. If you and I were standing in line at the grocery store and you asked me, tell me in 10 minutes or less what foods I should be eating to thrive with the ketogenic diet, this would be it. I just gave it to you. It's that simple. We don't need to overcomplicate this. So, as always, I hope that helps. Here's my task for you right now. What's your favorite food? Let's share it in the comments. What's your favorite food that keeps you in ketosis? Share it in the comments. If you're new to my channel, you may not know we're a community here, so we love your comments. I read your comments. My team is there to support you through your comments and questions, so please leave them in there, and I can't wait to see what your favorite keto foods are. And if you need more help with this, that's what my Reset Academy is about. So join us over in the Reset Academy. If you want to take this information and really dial it in, just put Reset Academy in your comments and my team will send you a link. As always, you're a flippin' miracle. Your body is made to heal, and the ketogenic diet will absolutely show you that.